Now, the latest from Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm John Stair. Here are the latest headlines. Lawmakers handed a new bill to President Obama that may stop credit card companies from ripping you off. Our North Bureau reporter Chris Prophet has more on the law aimed to protect consumers.
Consumers rely on the ease of plastic, but then ask credit card customers what they think of credit card companies.
I have a real distrust of most credit card companies anyway, so the protection sounds good.
That protection is new sweeping legislation that passed overwhelmingly in the Senate on Tuesday and the House Wednesday that places new restrictions on credit card companies. Since taking office, President Obama has put the pressure on credit card companies, complaining that their practices have only gotten worse during the recession.
You shouldn't need a magnifying glass or a law degree to read the fine print.
The bill, expected to be signed by the president on Memorial Day, includes a requirement that stops your credit card company from raising the interest rate on your current balance unless you're 60 days late. It also eliminates many of the fees that consumers call unfair. But credit card companies say they've lost billions in defaulted loans and are likely to make up the losses somewhere. If credit card companies can't make money off of risky borrowers, they may off of reliable ones, potentially charging annual fees, raising interest rates, and doing away with rewards programs. That drew a sharp warning from Senator Evan Bayh in an interview with Eyewitness News on Wednesday.
Well, I would strongly advise those companies not to do that, because we're going to be watching, and if they're just looking for other ways to rip off their customers, well, we're going to act on that right quick to put a stop to that too.
A new standard for credit card decency and transparency that changes the ground rules in the most profitable sector of American banking.
That's Chris Prophet reporting. Now, if you pay off your balance each month, you may actually face annual fees. The new regulations begin in about 9 months. Economists are hopeful today after the results from the bank stress tests were released. The Treasury Secretary, Timothy Geithner, says some banks raised most of the money needed to get through another adverse turn in the economy. The Federal Reserve says it expects the economy will get better in the coming months, despite the previous outlooks. Recent college graduates face many unknowns, and this could include after-school health insurance. Eyewitness News reporter Bruce Kopp found tips on how to avoid that unhealthy gap in coverage.
Maya Schulman-Ment will soon graduate from college, but her parents worry because that means she'll lose her health insurance.
The best option would be if she gets a job with benefits.
If no job materializes, Maya is still eligible to stay on her father's plan for 3 years under the federal COBRA program. But it's expensive. Nationally, COBRA averages $400 a month. Still, Consumer Reports health editor Nancy Metcalf advises making every effort to get COBRA. In terms of protection, it is the best option.
You'll have the same comprehensive coverage you always had, including things like prescription drugs and dental. But most important, if you have a pre-existing condition, it will be covered even when you change policies down the road.
If COBRA is not an option, you can purchase an individual plan. eHealthInsurance.com is an excellent website where you can compare prices and benefits. The most important thing is to make sure you are covered in case of a major medical disaster. Don't be sucked in by a low premium. In those plans, office visits to your primary doctor may not be covered. Prescription drugs and other basics may not be covered either.
When it comes to health insurance, you get what you pay for.
Consumer Reports says graduates should also stay away from a third option, temporary insurance.
If anything serious happens, the company does not have to renew, and it will be hard to find coverage anywhere else.
John and Beth say if need be, they'll help Maya pay for insurance.
We'll do what we have to do if we have to.
You're never done. Your parents for life.
That's Bruce Kopp reporting. Now, Eyewitness News has a list of 7 things to watch for before you sign up for health insurance. You can check out that list at WTHR.com. Just click on Your Money. A teenager was killed today after a crash on the east side of Indianapolis. It happened at 42nd and German Church Road. Police believe that 18-year-old Margaret Brown did not see a stop sign and pulled into the path of a pickup truck. She did not survive the accident. Her passenger, Tyanda Davis, is listed in good condition, and the driver of the truck, John Gamelia, was treated and released. Neighbors say accidents like this are why they've asked for a stoplight at the intersection.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that something happened that was bad because they block it off all the time for accidents.
Neighbors also say cars typically speed in the area, but police say the stop sign is sufficient for that intersection. On the crime beat today, police say they busted a prostitution ring in Hendricks County after a 6-month investigation. Avon police arrested 4 women they say worked at massage parlors along U.S. Highway 36. The women allegedly offered sex acts to undercover agents. Prosecutors will charge the suspects with prosecution. Police say the names of the women are still unknown because of language barriers. And Richmond police say the DNA may lead them to an attacker who has been terrorizing women since 2007. The last attack occurred Sunday night, boosting the victim count to 12. Investigators believe the suspect unscrewed the victim's porch light before knocking on her door. When she answered, he pushed her down.
What's the problem?
This man, I couldn't turn my light on outside.
Okay.
And I opened the door.
Yeah, he came in the house.
He was being quiet. I got 5 kids here. And he was wearing black, everything black. I don't want my kids to wake up.
Pushed her down on the steps, demanded money. She said she didn't have any, so he took her upstairs. He sexually assaulted her.
Richmond police have no clear description of the suspect. They say he wears a mask over his face. 10 new cases of the H1N1 virus have emerged in Indiana. The Indiana State Health Department says that brings the total count to 96. 48 of those cases occurred here in Marion County. The virus has attacked mainly those between the ages of 5 and 24. Only 4 Hoosiers have been hospitalized since the outbreak began, and no deaths have been reported within the state. Race weekend brings plenty of traditions, and one continued today at the Indianapolis Zoo. At the Zoopolis 500, tortoises competed in their annual race. Veteran Lynn St. James took on AJ, Mario, and more. IndyCar driver Tony Kanaan was the master of ceremonies as he kept the tortoises focused on the prize. When they finally crossed the finish line, Lynn St. James claimed the winning title for the 3rd year in a row. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more news right here on Channel 13.